Hello everyone, it's Rider here and welcome to another video, and today we're going to be having a look at Studio Series 86 Cup. Now this is going to be more of a show and tell than an actual review of the figure, because loads of people have done those already. This is just my view on this iconic character. So let's start off with accessories first, and it comes with his classic blaster. That looks really cool, really good sculpt. And he also comes with the Energon treat or Energon goodie box, which is quite a cool little accessory. One thing I would have liked to have seen is maybe this in like a pink plastic, but that could be sorted with some transparent paint. And then that's it really. The other thing that's worth mentioning is, straight off the bat, is that his arms and legs come off, which could be classed as like an accessory or a gimmick. So it can mimic that scene from Transformers, a movie where Cup's been ripped apart by the octopus and Hot Rod saving him. That's actually the first time I've removed all his arms and legs, so let's pop them back on now. So let's have a look at the figure itself, and let's start off with some of my personal negatives. First and foremost, it's that face sculpt. It doesn't really show Cup to me. He looks too gaunt. It's definitely captured the old kind of robot person look. But to me, it's not quite right. I don't know if it's the nose or the fact that the chin's too long, but something isn't quite right with that face sculpt, and that is disappointing. Another part, negatives wise, and it's due to tolerances really. So this waist is really well, it was really tight, and now he's cut it off. Let's pop it back on. So yeah, some tolerance issues with this waist joint in my opinion. Also, this shoulder seems to tab in really well, but this one doesn't, for whatever reason that is. It doesn't want to stay in place. It's not really an issue, but nevertheless it is a little bit annoying. And this is just down to personal preference, but to me it looks a little bit flat. This needs to come out a little bit more, in my opinion. And I would have preferred this as this was movie accurate, if this was just a painted piece of plastic rather than clear. I like the details underneath, but it doesn't really fit in with the movie aesthetics. But that said, it's proportioned really well. It feels pretty solid. Now, another thing that I want to point out is these eyes. Now, you do get light piping, and it looks really good when the light hits it, but when it doesn't, it does suffer a little bit from having some dead eyes. Now, articulation wise, everything that you would expect. Head can do a full 360, decent rotation on the arms, can go out that far as well, bend at the elbow, nothing at the wrist surprisingly. You do get that tight waist articulation I was talking about. Legs can go all the way out and all the way forward and back, and you get 90 degrees at the knee, and you also get a rocker at the ankle. So articulation wise, pretty good. And you know what, overall I like the design. It's not quite right, and it might be the deluxe price point that was really holding this figure back. It's got some really cool gimmicks, but for me it's not quite there. With that said, this is probably still the best version of Cup we've had. The nearest one to me, in my opinion, was this one before, which is the Titans Return Legends version of Cup, who comes with a Target Master that's in storage. But you can see both of these have pluses and negatives, and both of them have quite the flat chest, and actually the angle of the chest is more right on the Studio Series Cup. But yeah, I think the face is better on this. It's not perfect, better, but the rest of the body and the look wise, this Cup wins this one hands down, absolutely hands down. And compared to his original counterpart, I've stuck a Repro label on here, and that is actually the wrong gun. This is a Target Master Cup, and that gun is too small for his hands. But you can see there how he compares against the original G1 figure. So robot mode is pretty decent. Some slight flaws, but all in all, I like him. And here is Cup all transformed up in his iconic, futuristic flatbed mode from the 80s. And I think it's really good. I think it is probably the best representation, again, in this man we've had from the official line. Not a fan of this windscreen again in this mode. I don't think it works in either mode, to be honest. It would have been better just plain, keeping to the cartoon aesthetic, as this is a movie figure. But the transformation is quite good. The leg transformation is quite nice and clever. Yes, he's just flipped round at the bottom, but it works. It does exactly what it's meant to do. You can also take these weapons, and there's some ports on the side, and you can port these on for some weapon storage. It doesn't look the best, to be honest, but it's there, so you can do it. And I think it works well. He rolls really well. Yes, there's a mushroom peg on the wheel, and that could have been sorted out. But all in all, I think it works really, really well, and I'm really happy with this. Compared to his Titans Return or Legends figure, you can see how much the both molds have evolved. I mean, I love this figure, and I never thought I would want to upgrade it. And I only really bought Cup because, well, it's an 86 movie line, and the 86 movie is exactly what I'm into. So I have to have each of them as a completionist point of view. No intention that this would actually be replaced in my display, and I think it has. In both modes, this figure is superior. Yes, this has a better face sculpt in my opinion, but in all modes, it cleans up better. It just works. It is a better figure than the Legends figure. And I know it was from a slightly different time, but there you go. I think this one works a hell of a lot better. And next to his G1 counterpart as well. You know what? I've got a lot of love for G1 Cup. I think he's a great, great toy. And yeah, obviously the colours are slightly different. But yeah, you see him side by side. You see how far 35 years worth of engineering and design work has come. So all in all, Cup is a great little figure. I've really enjoyed playing about with him the last couple of days, and I'm really liking the direction the Studio Series 86 figures are going in. And I'm excited to see the Voyagers and the Leaders, because if these are this good, what are the bigger scales going to be like with a bigger budget? It's really exciting times, especially if you're a massive fan of the movie. I picked up this figure from Robot Recruits. I'll put a link to their website in the description below. I think they were the first retailer in the UK to actually get and distribute these, so that's quite an achievement for such a big line. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little review, show and tell of the latest Studio Series Cup. And until next time, I've been Salt Rider, and I'll catch you again very, very